studio tour. Let's walk up in here. Okay, I guess we could start with the newest addition to the studio, which was used in my music video, my one and only music video to this point. Green screen cost me roughly $24 on Amazon, and I made this stand for it, a lean-to stand, out of conduit, electrical conduit, and used my conduit bender to do the corners there and pipe cutter to cut it. And what it does is it allows me to remove it easily and not have to put a bunch of holes in the wall to hang like a curtain rod up there or something stupid like that. So it is very inexpensive. And if you were to get one of these, you would have to iron it like I did, which was a nightmare, because anything that causes shadows is something that's going to cause problems with filtering out the green screen when you're using it. So what do we got next here? Try to do this as quickly as possible so we can all get on with our lives. We'll start over here with the Black Star. This is a Black Star ID Core 40, 40 watts. Actually, it's in reality 20 per channel. It's a stereo head. It does not have speakers in it, so it is a head only, but it is an absolutely wonderful unit. It has all the bells and whistles here, clean and bright, crunch, super crunch, OD1 and OD2. So, and then a lot of other dials on there to dial in, you know, whatever you want, EQ, gain, volume, and then effects, levels, and types over there. It is USB, and if I were to connect it to the computer, I could get presets for it. But the unfortunate part is that the presets do not stay in the unit. I have to have the computer hooked up to use the presets, you know, through the USB. So, but it does dial in pretty good on whatever I feel I need. And so, and that there is plugged into this here, right here, stereo style. These two channels here run the Black Star, and this is an Alesis Multi-Mix 16. Very versatile unit. It also acts as my liaison, or interface, if you will, to the end of the line, which we'll get to here in a second. And this is where I plug in my keyboard, which I will go over next, my guitars, or my amps, actually, this and another amp I'm going to get after here. And I typically plug my bass directly into this, but sometimes I'll go through the Black Star with the bass as well. So that's the Alesis. Got my extremely inexpensive PV microphone that I use with limitedly, but it's good for voicing stuff, voicing sound effects, doing echo voices and different stuff like that. So that's that. Of course, you can see the bench contains my next victim, which is my 12 string, which is going to get new strings. So there's that metronome that I should use more often. On with the keyboard. This is a Yamaha Psr E463, and it is probably one of the better sounding portables that I have experienced. I got it for roughly $300, brand new, and it is a 61 key. I would have liked to have a few more keys, but this is probably the best range of the piano anyway. But I would like to have maybe a 71, and I could have got one when I bought this. I bought it locally at a music store, but nothing else they had the pitch bender, which was very important to me, and that pitch bender was used in my one and only music video. And then we'll just drop down here to this unit here, which is a Line 6 Spider 5 75 watt amp that I got used, and it has presets on it. There's, I think, just a ton of videos that go over this in more depth than I'm going to, but this is the one I used for the main soloing in the video, and it has USB capability as well, but I don't use that. I plug this directly into the Alesis mixer. So and it works pretty good. I like it. It's got a lot of features, a lot of adjustments in it. So it's great for if I was to jam with some folks. It's nice. It's loud enough to where I could, jam with some people in the garage or something, which I don't see happening anytime soon. But anyway, because I don't get along well with others. Actually, not true. Sometimes I do. Anyway, that's another main part of my studio here that I use. I think we'll go over the guitars next. That there is my main soloing guitar. It's my home build. It features 10 through 46 strings. Of course, a Goto bridge, Goto tuners, and then that there is a EMG DG20 loaded pickguard. DG stands for David Gilmour. That's the same electronic setup that's in his former red Strat that he used in the later years. So this here is a Nattophone Les Paul that I picked up a couple years ago. I think it's a 2018 Nattophone Les Paul. Of course, it features humbuckers, but it's got the push poles, so they convert to single coil if you choose. And this one has 10 through 52s on it, because I like that deeper end on this one, and I use this guitar primarily for rhythm and more gungy type stuff. So it's a nice guitar, it plays well. So anyway, move on to this one here. This is my main writing guitar. It goes all over the house. Doesn't get plugged in a whole bunch, but it's good for sitting down and writing on and figuring out different soloing patterns and riffs and stuff like that. It features a standard set of 9s, and it just is a nice guitar for learning and for writing. So that's that for the guitars. Oh, and if you peek around the corner here, got my 5-string bass, which turned out to be kind of a semi-mistake. I like it because I love that great big fat B string for some of the lower notes, but I have a hard time playing 5-string bass. There's a learning curve when you've come from a 4-string to a 5-string. I really think I should have got a 4-string, but c'est la vive. Nice bass, sounds great. Anyway, so now we come to the end of the line, and I can't, you gotta do honorable mention down here. I think you probably barely see that, but that's what I call my monitoring system. There's 1, 2, 3, there's like 5 speakers under there, and then the bass speakers inside that big unit right there. But that's a surround sound system that I fixed up and I'm using for my monitoring system and for playing music in this studio slash office slash whatever you want to call it. Oh, honorable mention to my Hard Rock Cafe pick container as well. I don't drink, but I got that. I requested one when I was at the Hard Rock Cafe a number of years ago in Las Vegas. So I didn't specifically want it for picks at the time, but it works good for a little pick holder. But actually is used to mix drinks in. So here's the end of the line. This is where all the magic happens. This is a Acer Nitro 5 laptop, and the reason I got this was specifically for recording music and editing videos. And so yeah, it's got a, what is that, a Intel Core i5 what do you call it, whatever you call it. I'm not real computer savvy, but when I looked up the specifications for what would be good for a video slash music computer, this one had reached the threshold, the very bottom threshold of all the other computers I looked at. The rest of them, this one was under 800 bucks. The rest of them were starting at $2,000 and going up to 5, 7, whatever. So I decided to go with this unit here because it was affordable and it actually does work very well for what I do. All this stuff was very inexpensive. I think the Black Star was $150, something like that, $149. The I already told you how much the keyboard was. The line 6 I got used for $120. This it's hard to say how much I got it for because I bought it in a bundle of stuff that I spent $250 on, which included a guitar, this unit here, a Behringer 8-channel mixer that is not USB, a drum machine, another multi-function pedal, and a what do you call it, Squier Stratocaster guitar that needed some work. So I think that's it. I will be as mentioned in the description, I will be going over, well, I'm not going to sign into this right now, but I will be going over the stuff that I used for the video, the editing software that I use for the green screen, and the what do you call it, recording software that I use for recording the music. And the editing software for the video is actually free online, and the video, or the audio, the music recording software was only like 28 bucks. So all very inexpensive stuff. Sometimes it shows, but I think it's done a pretty good job for me so far. Okay, here we are at my desktop on my laptop. Of course, we're doing this the ghetto way. I do have screen capture on this Windows 10 computer, but it will not capture certain things that I need to capture. Like it wouldn't show this pane right here, which is a properties pane. So we're doing it this ghetto style with the camera set up, staring at the computer. But this is this here is OpenShot. It's free software, and this is where I did my green screening for the previous video. So we will go to here and grab some video so I can display how this is done. So that's just the import files into the project files area, and where I'll be drawing from to do this little demonstration here. So find waterfalls will work. So first thing you have to do is you have to take and you just drag your video into position, and then you drag your background video or picture if you prefer. You can use picture or video for your backdrop. Obviously I prefer video. I'm going to go ahead and expand this so it's easier to see and line up. Not real hard software to get used to, but you do want to make sure that your green screen picture is, or vid, is the one that's showing on the display screen to the right here. So next what we do is we go to effects, and under effects we have a option called Chroma Key, which is the option for using your green screen. So we'll drag that down into there, and now you can see that there is a little C there. You right click on the C and then click on properties, and that brings up this pane right here, which, like I said, didn't show up in the screen capture because I already tried to do this in screen capture and it did not work for me. I was rather perturbed. So next thing you do is you double click on key color, and you can go to pick screen color, and what you do is you just go onto the screen. I usually pick the brightest areas first and click on that, and that puts your screen color right here, and that's the color you're going to be removing so that the background will show up. And you okay that, and then this is fuzz. This tells you how much of that green you want to remove, and as you can see right here, it started to remove some already. So what you do is you click on that. Obviously I already have, and I usually start off at 50, so I'll type in 50 and click below it, and it starts to clear it up even more. Now you can go higher. I'm going to go to 70, and you just mess around with it until you get it to where you like it. So maybe that's as far as I want to go. Maybe I'll go to 80. Let's see what happens with 80. But you want to keep an eye on your item that you want to keep in the picture to make sure it isn't starting to deteriorate. So yeah, that's about as far as I want to go with that. So you can close this, and that ends that particular tab there. Now you can drag another one down in there and repeat the process, and you can do this as many times as you want. Key color, pick screen color, go to some of the darker color here, and you can see it's pulled up darker green where the shadows are in my extremely inexpensive green screen there that didn't iron out as well as I wanted it to. So, and then you press OK, and then you go with value. Second one, I always start off at like 30. You see where it goes, and I think I can go up to 50. It looks like maybe there's no rhyme or reason. I'm just guessing, and as long as I still have my guitar in there, I think I'm doing all right. In fact, I'm going to go up to 70 on this and see what happens. 70. Well, that's almost completely gone. So in two on this one, two chroma keys, I've gotten this cleaned up. Now I can try to clean up this stuff around the shadow from the Fedora. See if we can do that real quick. Close this, and then drop another chroma down. Repeat the process to properties. Oops, key color, pick screen color, and then you go right to where the screen colors that you want to remove. I'm afraid that might start removing some of this dark over here too, though. So we'll have to see. Start off 30, see what happens. Yeah, the guitar is starting to get a little choppy there, so I'm going to drop it to 15, 5. Yeah, so that's about as best as you can do with this dark shadow and with the colors that you have behind it. I wouldn't probably even go that far. I think it looked better with the shadow on it. So you can actually take and remove that particular effect and get it back to where it was. So I kind of like it better this way than I do with the edges of the guitar really kind of getting mushed up. So anyway, that's how you do that. Next we'll take a look at my recording software for music, and it is not free like this dealio here is, but it was very inexpensive. Okay, now let's take a look at the recording equipment, or not equipment, the software. This is called Mixcraft 8 Home Studio. There's a Pro Studio version. It's more expensive. This one was under $30 from what I recall. And this is where I did the recording for my video, Stranger on the Shore. So, let's see here. I've used this extensively in my other videos by taking, different tracks out of here, because these are tracks you can put up in here that are already pre-recorded, and it comes with a, there's a nice one. Scare all the cats in the neighborhood away from the house. Anyway, so you can pick from these to, a lot of different genres. You can pick from them to, a little cough there. Let's see. I haven't been through all of them. Should have the cough here any second. There it is. So, maybe smoking crack or something. I don't know. Horror and just a lot of different, ooh, that's pretty loud. A lot of different genres, different sound effects and such, if you can still hear me. And so there's a lot to pick from here. You can adjust the volumes on them too, so don't get scared of that. And then you can also go and you can find, you can search for stuff as well. If you don't find it on here, you can search for it, search for free WAV files. So anyway, with that said, we'll just go up here and we'll arm. And my Alesis is connected to this. The Alesis you saw, the 16 channel. And right now my piano is plugged into it. And I can plug multiple instruments into the Alesis and use them, back to back, play a little piano, check it with the guitar, blah, blah, blah. Nice little writing tool, but I'm playing behind my back, so if I play something stupid, then it's because I'm not watching what I'm doing, and I'm doing it twister style here. So we're armed. You can only arm one at a time, so if I arm this, it unarms that. But this is the record button down here, so hit record. That was beautiful. Anyway, so and then you hit stop recording. And then of course you can take, and if you have a lot of loops, a lot of lag time on your I did there. If you have a lot of lag time and you're at the end of your recording, you can take and, oops, you have to be right over the top of it though. You can take and when you get the cross there, you can split and then highlight this and delete that, and you're chopped down. You can do the same thing on this end over here. You just have to be a little bit more careful. Oops, I put a dot there. Dot is there, that little dot you see there, that you can raise or lower the volume in any particular part of the deal while we're there doing that. But right now what I want to do is split it and then highlight this and delete that. Okay, then you can take the whole thing, move it back towards the beginning, and then of course you have effects on there. FX is what they call it. So you can go with, let's go with delay. And in the default settings. And then now you can so anyway, that's set pretty gnarly there. But that's the default setting. So anyway, this is what I used. I don't know all the features. I know there's a countdown, there's a metronome right here, there's all different kinds of stuff you can do with it, all different kinds of features, and just a whole lot of different effects you can use: chorus, compressor, delay, distortion, EQ, flanger, reverb, auto filler, other different kinds of choruses and EQs, and then there's a guitar tuner that comes with it, and a couple of different amp simulators. So I still haven't explored this completely. Just like with OpenShot, I haven't explored it completely. But yeah, really inexpensive stuff, and it can do some pretty neat stuff for especially for beginners like myself. So that's it for Mixcraft.